All right, guys, we have Mike here, and Mike is a pretty big inspiration and a big user of ours. He's been with us for a long time, and I was really excited to share how he's been landing some clients and how, with his agency, been using AI and added this offer, and added this really cool voice agent offer to his packages. So, Mike, really excited to have you.
Thanks.
I wanted to learn more about what you kind of do. Can you just share it with the audience here?
Yeah, sure. I mainly work with home services businesses, home renovation, HVAC, plumbing, that sort of thing, and help them mainly with generating leads through traditional SEO. But of late, because of the LLMs and what's coming up in Google, that sort of morphed into helping them get into the AI search, and then from that, a lot of them miss a lot of calls. In the past, we've done things like missed call text back, but with booked in, we can actually have a live operator take the call.
Oh, that's really cool. So you said you mainly do SEO for home services businesses. That was your main business before you found Booked In, right?
Yes, yep.
And why did you think adding kind of Booked In and like the services of these live agent call answering, etc., would be beneficial to your clients?
Just so they're not missing calls. If you talk to any home service business and ask them how many calls they miss every week, it's probably at least a couple of calls a day. The average job for like a home renovation business could be 20,000. For an HVAC, it's probably 800 to $1,000. So if you just throw that back at them in the conversation, or potentially, if you're missing a couple of calls a day, you could be missing out on $5,000 to $6,000 in revenue a week very easily. So it's a pretty easy way to get them to at least take up a trial, which is the way that I've approached it initially. So it's been a lot of work and a lot of free time, but just over the last month, got a couple of the clients actually paying and a couple more lined up.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that you're doing it. It's like it's really inspiring how you kind of get into a brand new industry and then you kind of like carve out your own space. So you're being super innovative. Um, how did you kind of get? I don't know if these are old clients or new clients, but how did you get them bought in to use these kind of services? And then even like, how were you like implementing it for them?
Yeah, sure. So to date, it's all been existing clients.
Hmm.
I've been involved in different AI models to produce content, and that's become really important because content does drive rankings. So we've been able to help them in that way, and it's just really a progression from there because they're existing clients. There's a lot of trust there. So I've come along and said, look, I'll set all this up for free. You're interested in trying it, so they can't really say no. And once it's set up and they realise that the particularly the voice models and the way they work's really moved on from where it was, say, 2 or 3 years ago, they're they're sort of pretty much sold on the whole idea.
That's awesome. Can you tell me about like a specific example? Like, what kind of clients did you have that you could like? Just want to go through like a end to end example of, hey, this is how I got this client. This is what I was originally selling them, and then I upsold voice, etc. Try to. I would love to hear any details you have.
Of course, of course. So over the last couple of years, I've put myself out on Upwork and platforms like that. One particular client that I'm working with installs pool heaters in the Sydney area. He's also got a wholesale side to his business. Um, so started doing more just traditional SEO with them probably about a year ago. And then for his wholesale business, we've started reaching out just with an email series through a CRM to try and get him more wholesale customers, but realise that we actually need to get somebody on the phone as well. He hasn't got the time to do that, so immediately I thought, well, let's get an AI agent to bring these people as part of the whole follow-up process. So that's not been rolled out. We're just waiting for the new year to come around to roll that out. But on his retail side, we've already set up an agent. Initially, it was on his landing page for his Google pay-per-click, which I look after as well. So we set that up just as another option for people to engage. And then just in the last week, I've rolled that out to his website and another landing page.
That's awesome. So, can you walk me through like how the sales process goes? I know you just mentioned you were posting yourself on Upwork. You said you were doing some cold email. What were kind of like the offer details that you were kind of using to get them on the call?
Right, so I'm not really doing a lot on Upwork now because, to be honest, it's a lot of work. You probably put in 20 proposals to get one job. I have been fortunate because of the amount that I've earned through Upwork and the good feedback. I get people reach out to me, and that's how Dan, this particular person, contacted me, and we got started. But what I'm have been testing out and is working really well is, and I've been doing it personally, but I'm going to set up an agent to do this for me, is contacting business owners just to run a quick survey on their phone system and their use of artificial intelligence. So it's a very simple survey, only takes 2 minutes, so most business owners will give you that time. There's only 5 questions, which I'm happy to share if anyone wants to try.
Of course.
Doing the same thing, so just let me get up my script.
So you said you're like using AI to find these leads?
No, I've got an abundance of leads.
Inbound. Okay.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is do it as an outbound call with an agent, but I've been doing it manually just to refine the script. But I just basically ring up and say to you, do you have a couple of minutes to help me validate a business idea around your phone system? It's a quick survey that only takes 2 minutes, and so most people say yes to that. And the questions are, how many calls on average would you say you get from new customers each week? How many of those would you say are missed? How much is each of those missed calls potentially worth? What do you guys do now if you miss a call? And then I just, in my head, just work out, so potentially you're missing out on, $6,000 a week in new business from missed calls. Even if you miss 1 or 2 calls a week, it's probably $500-600 a day potentially you're missing out on, right? So you just get them to agree with that and press the pain point. And then I just say, would you be open to me setting up a trial of an AI system that automatically takes missed calls 24/7 so those jobs don't go to your competitors? And that's it.
That's awesome. And when you've landed these paying clients, how much are you charging? Like, how are you doing your packages?
About $1,000 set up.
I see. Okay. And I know, normally building these agents takes a lot of technical know-how. Can you walk us through how you're kind of building these agents?
Sure. So before you guys came along, I had got quite into VAPI and so had a little bit of knowledge, but I found it quite overwhelming trying to figure it all out and just do my normal day-to-day work. Your platform, since I started, I think I was one of the first dozen people. So it was, what, 4 or 5 months ago, I guess, or maybe a bit longer. Like, the development that you guys are doing is just incredible. I was saying to Danny, I mean, it's a different ship, and it's just so easy. You know, with your AI builder, it literally takes me about 10 minutes to create an agent that I can show somebody. So, got, you know, I'd imagine if you're just using VAPI itself, it's probably going to take you 3 or 4 hours, I would imagine, at the very least. So it's great, and you get something that's pretty on point. I use 11 labs for the voices, so you can get some good voices, like for the Australian client, using an Australian accented voice. Yeah, so it's great. So I'm really just getting my head around more the prospecting side, because I know that for the fulfillment, it's going to be no problem to do that. I'm not going to tear my hair out or need a big team. I can probably do it myself, I'm suspecting. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love to hear it. I was just I always like wrap my head and try to figure out from everyone. It's like, you've been using this platform and now you see all the new stuff in the platform. From your perspective, what is really the platform, and like, how we help you? Where is the value, and what is the value to you?
Uh, Not having to be a whiz like Danny and the rest of your team. The support really has been incredible. I just wouldn't be where I am in terms of the ability to roll out an agent so quickly without your guys' help. It's not just the platform; it's the support behind it. Eric in particular is just a gem. I hope you look after him.
Yes, who's the best?
Yeah, and the only complaint that sort of came up yesterday, which isn't really a complaint because Danny's rolling out updates basically more than once a day. So I've just suggested that he give us a time when he's going to do that, so that we're aware of it, because the platform can be down momentarily while he's doing that. But other than that, it's been fantastic, both the help and the platform. So thank you.
That's awesome. Can you take me through like how you kind of use the platform? Because even if you have the like pulled up, because I know you have a lot of different white label accounts under you as well, right?
Right, I've mainly done that because they're all either uh, websites that I've got going for lead gen that I want to install on, and probably half of them, so it's probably about a dozen there that are existing clients that I want to roll it out. So I'm just sort of pre-preparing it, setting up simple things like the VAPI and the open router connections, the end-call
Hmm.
connections, connecting it to all our clients have an internal Gmail, so connecting that calendar into the system so that I can quickly roll out some sort of demo for the ones that aren't paying me yet.
Okay. And tell me about this. So demos, it's always like easy to create demos, right? So aside from creating just demos, why is the platform valuable?
Um, well, it's just so simple to use. You don't really need a lot of technical knowledge. What I'm doing, I guess, is very simplistic compared to some of the others in the group, because really all I'm just going to focus on is the missed call, because it opens up a very large pain point for people. So I see it as an easy opportunity, and it may lead on to other things, but I'm probably just going to keep it very simple, because then I'll be able to scale it a lot more easier rather than getting involved in bigger projects. So just that missed call, I think, is going to be invaluable. So some of them, like the pool heater guide, they're going to have B2B stuff that we're going to do outbound. One of my other clients that's already paying I'm just organising to do outbound calls for him. He generates probably about 20 to 30 inbound leads a day. We've got that going through a Go high level email series, but the response has been quite low. And we figure if we introduce a voice agent as part of that follow up, with the primary aim of just booking an appointment for someone to phone them from his business, that will work well. So that's sort of the next main project that I'm working on for somebody as a paying client.
Gotcha. Have you just been seeing value in terms of setting up voice, or have you also tried in Booked-in, like, the email infrastructure or the SMS, all those?
No, I haven't. So, yeah, to be honest, you've rolled out quite a few new things over the last couple of months that I haven't even bothered to look at because I'm busy with the SEO side and what's going on there, particularly with we've changed all our processes to get people into the LLMs, into the AI search results. But that's an interesting thing, particularly how you've sort of almost got like a mini CRM inside it. So particularly with the white label, being able to segregate each client into their own system, that's something that I definitely want to explore, and I'll be doing that with both the clients that we're going to do outbound stuff for. Yeah, so I'll be taking leads that are in a CRM, exporting them and popping them into Booked-in and then dealing with them directly there.
That's awesome, Mike. So I guess for you, are you using the voice AI offer as kind of like a front end offer that's something that you're selling initially? Or are you selling your SEO services first and then, tacking that on?
In the past, it's definitely been SEO first and then the AI voice, but now it's going to totally spin round, and I'm going to lead with the AI voice as a foot in the door offer.
Really? Why is that?
Because it's such a easy thing to show people value and gain their trust, and it's absolutely a pain point. Every tradesperson is missing calls every day, even if they've got a 3 or 4 vans on the road, they're going to miss calls. It's only once they get to a really big size and they actually have dedicated people on the phone. But even in those situations, they're generally not 24/7. So there's all those after hours calls that they're missing out on.
Gotcha. So
You know,
you're using that as a front end offer, like the
yeah, as a foot in the door. So,
on the door.
so what I mean by that is they're not getting charged. I'm coming along and saying, look, I can do this. I can solve this problem. You're missing out on this amount of revenue. I'll set it up, and you can try it out for free. So, I think it'll go well. Certainly, judging by the calls that I've made personally, but I want to use one of the Booked-in agents to automate that.
Awesome. Yeah. So I guess because Bookman is making it so effortless to build these agents, you get to like boom, boom, try it out over and over, right? Like personalized.
Exactly. Otherwise, I couldn't use it as a free offer. But essentially, I figure probably in about 20 minutes or half an hour, I could potentially have something on their site that's actually going to work.
Mm-hmm. On their site. Oh, you're putting it in their site too?
Yes. Yep. And that, to me, that's a good way to get something happening immediately, and then we can look at other things from there.
Gotcha. So, tell me this, maybe. I think I know you have Danny's meeting right now. So, if someone is a SEO agency right now, how would you recommend them to go about integrating AI into their business. It could also be with like booked in using the same strategy if you've been seeing success.
If they've already got existing clients, it's a no-brainer. They've really got a problem, traditional agencies, because normal SEO just is not working.
Hmm.
It's all the AI results that are coming up first. So they need to figure that out, which is obviously nothing to do with the voice agents. But particularly if they're dealing with home services businesses, which a lot of them are, they've all got the problem of missed calls, and what they've mostly been doing is just the missed call text back, which in comparison to a humanised voice answering it that can answer quite detailed questions, it's quite different. And uh, so essentially they've got a revenue stream that they can tap into immediately, and it's another way to get the client to stay engaged with the agency rather than with their SEO. The lifespan often is quite short. Whereas if someone's got an agent that's booking them jobs and they can see revenue directly from that, that's going to have stickability.
Oh, okay. So you would basically recommend SEO agencies to take part and then add this as part of their offerings because it's so easy and makes sense. Is that kind of how you're going at it?
Well, that's what I'd suggest. I
Yeah.
assume that's sort of partly your approach as well, because they're an easy target, and with the white label feature, it's you can segregate all the clients in their own account, and I've been setting them all up with their own APIs so that I can monitor charges and that sort of thing by client as well.
That's awesome. All right, Mike. This is a lot of good information. I was gonna ask, it's like in terms of revenue, how do you see the ROI impact that you're seeing because you have booked in with the support and the platform?
Um, well, I was saying to Danny, I've almost doubled my MRR the last 4 months. That's not all to do with booked in, of course, because I'm only really just scratching the surface there. But I feel now I'm in a position where I can prospect hard and the fulfillment's taken care of, not only because I can create an agent as a demo really quickly, but also the support's there from you guys if I run into any problems when I've got to implement anything that gets a bit more complex or something's not working.
That's awesome, Mike. Any final words that you might want to tell the community? Maybe they're struggling in some way.
Go to bookedin.ai and talk to you,
No,
Simon.
no, this is like I mean like even the users we have in our group because I know they watch it a lot. And then they're looking
Um,
for inspiration for people that are landing clients like you left and right.
right. I think I mean, you stress this, and the training is, you got to get out there and just talk to people. Everyone can use this technology and help to increase revenue. The home services in particular, I think it's very obvious to them revenue they're missing out on because they know that they're missing calls. So they're very easy targets. So I'd be going after them first. But like I've done, I think you've got to have some sort of foot in the door offer rather than going and talking about some technology that they don't understand. Whereas if you go in and you say, look, you're missing these calls, I can solve that problem. This is the revenue you're missing out on. Let me solve it for you. I'm going to
Yeah.
let you test it for free. I mean, it's hard to say